Hello, class. Today we are going to talk about System 1 and System 2, and then talk about where it is likely to go, the decision making. System 1 is obviously emotion. It deals with emotion and its home of biases and heuristics. And System 2 is rationality and the logic. And system one is an automatic, fast, and often unconscious way of thinking, and it is autonomous and efficient because it requires little energy or attention, but it is prone to biases and systematic errors. Another property of system one is it is fairly emotional and always on. System 2, on the other hand, is an effortful, slow, and controlled, and it requires energy and cannot work without it. But once it is engaged, it can filter the instincts of System 1. It is fairly cognitive and lazy. It gets engaged when an effort is demanded of it for resolution of dissonance or calculations. Given that perspective, we now see the mode of operation. System one is fast and economical, and it is, on the other hand, system two follows second. So system one acts first because it is always on and fast and economical, and system two follows second, rationalizing to remove dissonance as well as the extreme accept the behavioral changes. If system one acts alone, it will invoke an irrational risk, bringing the harm to decision making with biases, unfiltered biases, or on the other hand, system two acts alone, and gets engaged in cognitive overload. It makes the system one blind, as illustrated by the invisible gorilla. So system two needs to be present if system one uh, uh, needs to do its automatic functions. In the invisible gorilla experiment clearly demonstrates that. If we now look at with regard to system 2 being on autopilot, that means doing all by itself, then it leads to rational or slash market failures. Thus, there is no separation of two systems. System 1 and 2 should work simultaneously. So that leads us to the proposition that full information framework is the wave of the future, that the optimal way lies in deliberately leveraging the two systems in a simultaneous framework. And simultaneous framework means that because they are shown to be interdependent. Integrated system 3 is neither system 1 or system 2 exclusively on autopilot. Uh, it embraces the assumption that biases carry useful and critical information, and then introduced to within rationality failures to arrive at integrated decision making. System 3 consciously combines both 1 and 2 using a paradox lens, and this intuition rationality duality is conceptualized as a non cognitive paradoxical tension. System 3 is neither solely rational nor solely irrational. It includes both elements. It is just normal and achieves the optimal decision making. Such optimality is demonstrated by Stephen Harris, Phil Jackson, game theorist, among others. So the full information leverage outcome, uh, it is currently understood is the future of decision making. I'm at this time going to put this document on your Canvas site.